It's the time with Hammer.
Hi, good people. Welcome to your favorite show, my favorite show, Time with Hammer. As usual, Dan Lartey.
Yeah.
He's here. Your comedian, Akosi Mensah.
Yeah.
Also have Shallie. Shalimar.
Shalimar.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Something just happened, and I decided to raise this question for us to discuss. Is it advisable to walk away in a relationship silently as a bad relationship, or you sit and agree with your partner to quit? I'll go first to Mr. Mensah. Welcome.
Thank you. Come on. Walk away silently, or what? What is your
Sit and agree that, let's separate.
Well, it depends. It depends if it's from the beginning, because I can't have a saying that agrobe de front of if a play is going to be funny, it starts from the beginning, and if a play is going to be interesting, it starts from the beginning. So once you start watching a play and you see the characters coming on stage, you see the way they put themselves up, and you see how they are even missing their words and they call it their lines, and you know that this is going to be a boring play. So as soon as possible, you leave. If it's a good play, you stayed, and there was something that you think they should have done, every reasonable person will wait and look at the producers or whoever organized the play and say, next time you're doing it, I think you can do this and do that and do that. So my point is that if it's about starting, you just met and the red flags are all over, and there's something about red flags, it's more intuitive than factual. You can't tell somebody, it's hard to explain to somebody else what you mean by a red flag. But you know this is your red flag, and it's just too many. You see this, you see that, just within a week. Why would you want to continue something like that? What if you are going to sit down to negotiate? Exactly what are you going to negotiate? Your whole body, there is something called gut instinct. It's telling you that no, this is not for you. I think for that one, women pay more attention than men.
Yeah.
Guys, because of whatever we think we have in our account or in our pocket, we think that IFS didn't tell, let me try more. So they will go and buy gifts. iPhone 13 will change everything. And on the moment they bring the iPhone 13,
So iPhone 14 now.
14 now is there.
13
Fine.
won't fix it anymore.
Well, I'll wait for 21. So once you give iPhone 21, then you know that the girl that was repulsive at first is all of a sudden receptive.
That is before it starts. What you're saying?
I'm giving you three instances where you may have to choose whether to walk away quietly or to sit down and trash things out before you walk.
Before you quit.
Before you quit. I'm saying that if you want to walk away silently without necessarily sitting down to talk about anything, that is when the relationship is about beginning, and you have seen enough red flags which you know intuitively that this isn't for me. If you know this isn't for me, walk away silently. If you've been with a person for quite a time, especially in our African setting whereby the two of you could be so much good for each other, but there could be some external forces that you cannot ignore. If they are eating at you like that, if you allow yourself to go through the relationship, it may survive, but there may be so much, cancerous substances that may overpower you. So in that sense, you and I can sit down and say, sweetie, you know I love you. And she can even affirm that you also know I love you. But we can't continue because I'm a royal. I have to marry from my hometown. I can't marry her first and marry you second and blah, blah, blah. So you sit down and trash things out. And then if we agree or not, we part our ways. But if we have not had any serious commitment beyond meeting each other, beyond trying or wanting to know each other, and I know that, or I feel that this can go too far or can't go anywhere, then you don't even deserve a negotiation table. I just have to walk away quietly.
Shallie, before you go into details, I just need yes or no answer. Would you? Should I personalize it? Would you go quietly or sit down with your man and say, I think we can continue? Would you?
How can you walk away silently? It's so difficult if you're in a committed relationship, because the topic is relationships, right? You can't walk away quietly. What if you are living together? What if you are in a committed relationship? You cannot just disappear on the person. I know there's people who do that, but I think it's very disrespectful. And if I can pitch in on what you said, you say before the relationship starts, when you're dating or getting to know each other, you can walk away silently if you see the red flags. Well, I think communication is key. Let's say you go on a couple dates, and in my instance, the guy is interested and I'm not. It's easy to ghost for me, but I think, you know, we're humans. Everybody deserves communication, and it's so easy to say, like, listen, I don't think we can take this any further because so and so, or you're not my spec, or, you know, I don't think we're compatible. And I think it would resolve so many issues.
Yeah,
it would resolve so many issues. Especially, I think men generally ghost more. They ghost women more because they don't want to hurt the woman, or they don't want to take responsibility, or they see that she's actually a good woman and they were just trying to, you know, play games or, like, you know, have fun, and they're like, oh, this woman is actually serious, let me just ghost, let me just disappear. And then most of the time they come back after a while. So I think it would resolve so many issues, because, you know, the other person is always thinking, like, what did I do wrong? What happens? Like, why did he or she disappear? And I think it's a very disrespectful thing to do. And if you're not very confident in who you are, and you don't have, you know, like, the confidence and you see value in yourself, you'll start having issues, like trust issues. You know, you'll become very insecure because people are ghosting. So I think communication is key.
Now, when it comes to trust, is it by your actions or by your words?
Actions.
By your actions.
Actions. 100%.
I think both. I need both. If your actions are perfect and your words are terrible, how am I going to even trust you? Because what actions? Actions are informed. No.
Okay, so trust is...
Charlie, you love this. In Africa, do you know how we define verb?
Tell me.
The verb is a do you know action word. Look at that. So do you know action? I don't even understand the actions.
Do your actions? They're all
actions.
So any word that will make you move is an action. So it tells you that action is a reaction of something else. I have to move you by something, and mostly by words. Words are important. Your words are as important as who you are. Sometimes, how do you judge a wise person? By the way they speak, or what they speak about, or even how they speak. You say, this is a deep person, this is a shallow person, or all that. So I think I value the two. You can't trust anybody who cannot hold a meaningful conversation. And you can also trust people who act opposite to what they say. That's my view.
Now, I have this friend who was dating a lady, and at a point the guy wanted to quit. But why are you laughing?
No. In our place, when somebody wants to tell you their problem, they say, "Oh, this thing happened to my friend." And they mention the
That's what I'm talking about.
This is a safe space. It's a safe space.
Nobody's
Go ahead.
Now, this guy wanted to quit, and the woman was like, "No, I'm not ready. Because you proposed and I agreed. Now, if you want to quit, I have to agree before you leave. So no way. How would you handle such situation?
You can't force someone to be with you.
But you force her to agree to your proposal.
No one forces anyone. How can you force a person to
According
be in a
to the
relationship?
girl, it's like, you know, when a man is chasing a woman, I mean, it takes some time. You know, trying to convince, trying to say this, do that, pay attention, then she agrees.
She agrees, so it's not like by force.
No, it was radical. Now the man wants to leave. The man said, no way. Early morning, she'll be at the doorstep of the man. Said, no way. Let me agree before you leave. How would you handle such situation? If you be such a woman, no.
Charlie wanted to,
no, before she comes in.
No, but I'll go back
if
to your
it happens
question.
to you.
Yeah, I'll go back to your question. Why do you want to? Why do you want to leave? You pressured me. Well, I'm a man, so let me say I've pursued her, and Shelly.
All the vibes.
Yes, Shelly was acting surprised, like that's what we do here. In your place, you say I love you, I like you. The next day, you can be fucking each other. In our place, you say I love you. No, I love you, brother. That's the last statement you said. The first statement is, oh, you look beautiful. And you start calling them by titles they don't deserve. Like, oh, him, my
my queen,
my queen,
my Beyonce.
Those are the titles she doesn't deserve.
Empress.
Yeah, just so that she could succumb to your advances. And then finally she agrees. And all of a sudden, you say, I want to leave. Any rational human being will demand explanation why you want to leave. Because, you know, nakedness is the most sacred thing for a human being. I mean, beyond God and all that, because nobody sees God. What we see is how naked we are, and everybody, including even the child, when they are asleep and they want to cuddle them, try and go to the private parts and see if they will not cover up. So that is the most sacred place. I wouldn't just open it to anybody. And it's not just you who came along, but many people came. I turned them down. You came, and after all these advances and many months, in our case, it can be years, I agreed. And after chopping one or two, you say you want to leave. You could have your genuine reasons why you want to leave. You know, it could be personal hygiene, it could be these trust issues, it could be many things. But you just have to sit the person down and explain yourself before you leave.
And ladies say no.
Yeah. So,
But
what if a man does that too?
You can't force anyone to be with you. I get what you're saying, like after a while of pursuing and the woman, but it happens all the time. Let's be real. We women get pursued all the time, and then you finally accept, and then men, they ghost you, or they cheat or whatever. So it happens all the time, unfortunately. But you can't force anyone to be with you.
I agree with you 100%.
So how can you say, like, I don't agree? Like, it's the person has a free will. You're not each other's property.
Yeah.
So you can't force anyone to stay with you.
People do, man. People do say that I'm not ready, especially women, especially older women. Because in most cases, she's about 46, 47. She thinks
last chance.
I have nowhere going again. And I have come to like you. At first, I thought you were unruly, but I've come to realize that you are a nice gentleman. I can manage you low-key like that. And you want to leave. I'm not ready to leave.
She'll wait you.
Yeah.
She'll tolerate.
Yeah.
What movie? Thin Line Between Love and Hate?
Could
Thin
be.
line
Yeah,
between love
could
and
be.
hate.
Yeah.
So it does happen, especially for committed relationship. Committed as in people who have cohabited at some point. You stay together, whether a week or month or whatever. If at the time that you want to go away, we were living together, you need to explain yourself to me why. But I agree with Charlie. You can't force people to love you or be with you or be in your life. You are just going to torment yourself just like that. But sadly, in our case, it happens every day. There are so many men out there who genuinely want to out, but their wife have told them, the moment you walk out, I'm cursing you. And some of them are so generous.
But does it work?
Oh,
the test is...
Because of our guilty conscience, it works. Even if it's not working, you think the moment your nail or your toe hits a stone on the ground, you think that one is working against you. So we tend to be more careful. So it does happen. It's unfortunate. I don't know what they gain in that, but there's this marriage advisor. I don't know whether I can remember the name. I don't want to miss it. So this is what he said. People want the idea of being in a relationship. They want or they like the idea of being in a relationship, no matter how good or bad it is. And so the advice is that don't take longevity in a relationship to be faithfulness or sweetness or whatever, or even love. Because the fact that somebody has stayed with somebody for 8 years does not mean that they have been living happily ever after.
True.
For many of them, they don't want to leave because society will say this, their church, by society, let's break into the micro ones. Their church, their club, their circle of friends, their family, their workmates are all going to raise so many questions that they are not prepared to answer. They say, you can leave now. I have plans to leave my job, let's say in 2 years' time. Hang on around me. You can go and do whatever you want.
We can be roommates.
Yes. Oh, no.
But I think there's a difference between marriage and a relationship.
This is for both.
No, I disagree.
No, marriage
is
goes beyond two people.
There are some relationships people take even more seriously compared to marriage. They came to the work. We have a fresh issue in Ghana news right now. It's trending. That young woman who has sued a side chick or whatever.
Her sugar
that
daddy.
similar story. Based on relationship promises outside marriage. You knew I know you are not a child. I'm not a child. I don't know which court is good. So there are situations like that where people who are even not in marriage yet will say that, you know, the conditions under which I accepted your proposal. There are some of my friends who they even warned me that I shouldn't accept, and I did. And they're all looking at me, and you're leaving now. You can leave now. My friends are with me for, let's say, 6 more months. after we are done with our national service, everybody's going to go to their home. If you leave me, nobody will know. So wait for the 6 months. Wait for the 6 months does not mean that continue to love me the way you used to love me. You can pretend as if you love me. You can come around if you want, but don't tell anybody.
That's a negotiation.
That's a negotiation. This woman is negotiating with the husband. You can leave now. Wait till I'm ready. That's a negotiation too. So if you waited for a year or two before getting to chop, you have to wait for a year or two before you quit. I agree with the woman.
No. What if you sit with your partner?
Yeah.
That you want to quit, and during the sitting, the other, whether the man or the woman, says something to change your mind. What happens? It's like you're ready to quit.
Yeah.
But in your discussion as to why you want to quit, the man goes like this, that. He goes like that. Oh, but I didn't know this, that. Then you start thinking, so it's my fault.
Yeah.
So can I reconsider instead?
Yeah.
It's not risky to sit down and negotiate before you leave. What I just said.
Well, I think if you made up your mind, normally you've weighed out all the options, and you know why you're leaving.
Before you continue, example, you have something in mind that you never told him. That I saw you at a place with maybe a picture or a video. Okay, you never mentioned it.
In a compromising situation.
Yes. But that day, out of whatever, you bring it up. And you realize that where he was so safe, nothing was happening.
Well, then you can reconsider, because if that was the reason you wanted
that's
to
why
leave,
I'm saying, if you're ready to leave and you want to sit down to negotiate, you may change your mind.
and there's no harm in it.
Okay.
I get that.
There's nothing wrong in changing your mind.
Yeah.
Then you're defeated. That's why you're leaving.
No, but you want to leave for a reason. Normally you leave for a reason, right? So if that is the particular reason, and it turns out to be different than you thought, why not give it another chance? Because your accusations weren't valid. Before
we sat down, you were saying the difference between complaining and nagging. Okay? Which one is complaining and which one is nagging? At what point would your partner say you're nagging? And do men even nag?
We do.
I think less than women, for sure.
Less than women.
But
everything you do over top, we get it. But you complain more.
I think
we don't.
Nagging and complaining can be put in the same category, and then we have the category of holding someone accountable or calling someone out on their BS. So nagging and complaining is about things that don't really matter. Like, for example, just small petty things, right? You know, let's say someone always leaves this plate on the table and you keep complaining about it every day. Okay, I get it. It's annoying that the person is not changing the action. But, you know, when it's nagging, it's about things that don't really hold value. You know, things you should be a matured being. When it comes to keeping someone accountable or, you know, calling someone out on their BS, it's to help the person grow. If, for example, a man sets a goal for the family or relationship, and you don't see the man taking action and walking the path that he said he would walk, you keep him accountable and you say, like, listen, so and so and so, you said you would do this. I don't see you growing. I don't see you taking the steps. So that is keeping someone accountable. But it could be, let's say, for example, someone has an issue with drinking alcohol. And the wife says, listen, I don't want you to go out to bars anymore or hang with a certain crowd because they drink and you have an issue with this. The guy keeps going out with the same crowd. He keeps drinking. The lady complains all the time, like, why are you going out with these people? Why are you clubbing out? I don't want you to do this. The man can see this as nagging, but she's keeping him accountable. He has to, he said he wants to change.
Nag.
It's keeping someone accountable.
Positive nagging.
It's nagging has a very negative connotation to it.
The example you
that's
gave.
A positive word.
It's a negative word, isn't it?
No, it's a negative word, but the scenario you gave to...
You say it's nagging.
It's not nagging. No, she's calling him out on his BS. She's calling him out. She's keeping him accountable in order for him to grow and reach a certain goal. Because he set the goal, he wants to quit drinking.
But the man can say you nag too much.
Yes, the man can see it as nagging, but a matured man will see that it's not nagging. It's a woman trying to help him grow and help him to reach the goal that he set for himself, to be a better person.
And he's not ready to reach that goal.
Oh, many men don't know nothing, man. Oh.
He's not
But
ready
it's
to go
not
for that
nagging.
goal.
You cannot put it in the same category
Okay,
as
so
nagging.
it's like the word positive defiance.
Good.
Positive defiance and positive nagging. I think
No,
positive defiance is like
doing something that is not accepted, but you know it is right, and you keep doing it.
no, it's like
until people
example is
yeah.
I push you to the wall. You can't go again. I keep pushing you. Then you
Fight back. Yeah.
it's not negative. You are saving your life.
Yeah. You're defending yourself.
Now nagging is bad. But your nagging is something that is shaping somebody.
Like I said, it's keeping someone accountable
Accountable.
or calling you out on your BS.
That's why he wants you to accept that it's called positive nagging. Say yes and we come on board.
Yes, thanks for joining us.
I want to take a bit on the part that you asked that if you want to leave and you sit down to negotiate and then
something comes up and you
what is wrong with that? I agree with that perfectly. I mean, the whole point is not to leave. You know, we don't go. We have all been in a relationship where we thought we were going to be forever, and it didn't turn out to be forever, and we cried, we moved, and cried, we moved. But originally, everybody goes into a relationship hoping against hopes that this is going to be it, the last stop, and all that. And there are some things that are happening in your first few months together you think is not right, and you wanted to leave. And it goes back to what Shelly said, that if you keep the line of communication open, some of these things that you thought perceived as this may
be a wrong information.
Would have been a wrong information for you. So, and there are some people, they don't open up until they want to leave.
True.
That is when they vent everything. Things that if you had told me, probably could have laughed it off. But you are keeping it, hoping that I will realize it. Some people are so dumb, they can't, no matter how smart you are, you can't possibly read somebody's mind. So if there's something in your chest, if I'm not so smart to say that, nah, I've been watching you, your chest don't pump like this. Why is it that today your chest is pumping like this? For you to tell me what is in your chest, somebody might never really even take notice and ask you that your chest is pumping.
So I think in every relationship, it's good to once in a while say things or point out things that you don't like to your partner.
It shouldn't be once in a while.
So they don't do it intentionally.
Communicate. But a lot of people, well, you know, from my experience, a lot of people can't deal with the fact, they think you're arguing. When I sit you down and I tell you, listen, I don't like this, or, you know, maybe we can work on that, they feel attacked.
Yeah.
Yes,
they get defensive. I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm trying to make it better.
Wake you up in the morning, adore.
Adore. It's serious. It's very serious.
Sorry, can we talk?
Oh,
at that time,
heart attack.
it's an ungodly hour. And for you to say, can we talk? Before you talk, you are killing the person, because it's like, hey,
yeah, it's very serious.
I know this man, according to him, he woke up, the wife sitting beside him and just looking at him like this.
Like that.
That
could be terrifying. Why?
Yes.
The woman was not talking.
Yeah.
The woman was just sitting and looking at him like this. He said, when you woke up, hey.
You're planning to kill me or what? You want to kill me in my sleep? It could be terrifying, man. It could be.
No, so does it mean is the reason why I think most women keep certain things to themselves? Is it the reason why we say when a woman is fed up, there's nothing you can do about it? Because they keep a lot of things inside them, and it's like it reaches a certain level, they just want to quit, or they won't even mention certain
or women. Women.
Is it necessary that when a woman is fed up, there's something you can do about it?
I think a lot of women are not mature enough to communicate and, you know, like I said, call their men out or communicate what they don't like. I think a lot of women think they just have to shut up and, you know, deal with everything. But communication is a way to make things better. So if you don't like something, how can the person know that you are annoyed if you don't communicate? It's very simple.
Even for God, who knows everything, according to both scriptures, they say God knows everything. God still wants you to
Exactly. We still have to talk to him.
So if you don't tell God your problem that you need, in fact, I've been telling him I need money since I was born. I've never seen the money. But if I had not told him, he would have told me on Judgment Day that because he never asked. But here am I.
You keep asking.
I've been asking for 41 years.
With prayer and petition.
With sometimes fasting up to 12 p.m.
The money is not dropping.
And no money is coming. So on Judgment Day.
Maybe you have to change it.
Maybe we have to work on your faith then.
Faith.
Yeah, because God says the
I have no other God except Him.
If you have faith of a mustard seed, you can move
But
mountains.
getting money is not a miracle.
It shouldn't be.
No, but you can ask God for favor, but that's a whole different topic.
But God's favor.
I brought that in to say that we have to open up and communicate.
Yes.
If we want to discuss God,
that's a whole different topic.
Because you can't ask for God's favor.
You can.
The moment you are born, the favor is already there.
Amen. Life is favor.
Yeah, tell somebody who was born in a wheelchair, and they will tell you that what kind of favor are you talking about. Tell somebody who was born without one hand, and they ask you what. Also, that is a whole topic altogether.
It's a whole. Yeah, it's a different conversation.
Thanks so much, Shallie, for joining me for this interesting topic.
Yeah.
Dan Lartey.
Senior.
Thanks for coming.
You're welcome, bro.
Join me same time, some other time with Hammer.
Yeah.
It's the time with Hammer.